Welcome to TechFix YouTube channel. Today we're going to see on different ways we can increase the performance of a computer. If you have a lagging computer, I have few steps, I think 8 or 9 troubleshooting steps that we'll try to perform in order to hopefully fix the issue. So the first troubleshooting would be to check for Windows updates. So go to settings, because if your computer is out of date, you will definitely face an issue with the performance. So click on Windows updates. I've paused the updates temporarily. All right, but you can go ahead and check for updates and install it. I already have the latest one, but because of the internet restriction, I had to disable it. Anyways, once you check for updates, you may have to restart the computer. So that's the first step. The second step is to disable third-party startups and services. And again, guys, please note that most of the troubleshooting that I will perform, I'll be using shortcut commands. And if you want, I can always show you the usual way, but go to settings, this and that. But most of the time, I'll just be using shortcut commands, which will directly take you to that particular, configuration page. So the second step is to disable third-party services and startup. You don't have to take a screenshot of this. I will go ahead and copy paste this on my YouTube video description. So without wasting any more time, let's go to msconfig. This will take us to system configuration. Anybody who wants to search or don't want to use shortcut, search for system configuration, select that, and it should open the page. All right, click on services. At the bottom, click on hide all Microsoft services, and then click on disable all. Once you've done that, go to startups, open task manager, and make sure you disable all the services that is currently enabled. You will see the status over here. So as you can see, I have disabled all of them, but if you see that you have a lot of services that is enabled that you don't use every time you start the computer, select it and click on disable. All right, so that's there. The third step would be to enable virtual memory. In order to do that, let's go to advanced system options. So as you can see, this is as advanced system properties. Guys, please note that I'm using shortcuts. If you want to use the traditional method, then you can go to File, this PC, Properties. Alright, I think Microsoft has changed a lot of things, but anyways, you have to probably go to Properties, scroll down, Advanced System Settings, and then it will take you to this particular page. All right, so I just wanted to let you know that there are different ways of reaching at that particular option. So going forward, I won't be showing you the long method. I'll just be using the shortcut. Once over there, click on Advanced. On the first option where it says Performance, click on Settings. Over here, select Adjust for Best Performance. Okay. I'm not selecting that. If you want, you can just go ahead and select it. My computer is working fine, but I'm just showing you the troubleshooting. Click on Adjust for Best Performance, and then click on Advanced. Make sure that your virtual memory is enabled. On some of the devices, it will be set to no paging file. Make sure you select the first option, that is automatically manage paging files. All right, so that is the third step. And after performing few troubleshooting, you will get an option to restart the computer. Make sure you don't restart right now. Restart after we have completed all the troubleshooting steps. So the next would be to perform disk cleanup and remove temporary files. Okay, so to perform disk cleanup, search for disk cleanup, right? Search for disk cleanup, or if you want the shortcut, you have to use this command, that is cleanmgr. Make sure you open cleanup system files, select all of them. All right, make sure you select all, click on OK, and it will delete it. Next, we have to delete all the files that is present, all the temporary files that is present on these three folders. I have already deleted all of them, so I may not have a lot, but in your case, you will have a lot of them. So select all and then go ahead and delete it. Okay. Similarly, temp, select all and delete. As you can see, I don't have a lot of them, but you will definitely have. So yeah, go to prefetch and delete all of them as well. So that's the fourth step. The fifth one would be go ahead and uninstall any third-party any third-party software that you don't use. Currently, we're under programs and features. Um, there could be a possibility that you have a lot of apps that you're not using at all, which is consuming RAM and resources. So select, so for example, if I don't use Wireshark, which I do for network tracing, but if I don't, I'll select it, click on uninstall. If I don't use Edge, I mean, you cannot remove Edge, but I believe you get my point, right? Go ahead and uninstall whatever software that you're not using. The sixth step would be to disable sysMain, or on some device it would be superfetch, depending on how old the device is or which build of Windows 10 or 11 you're using. And app readiness service. Both the services responsible for loading your apps, startup apps, placing them on the RAM so that it increases the performance, but most of the cases it decreases your performance. So let's go to services.msc. We'll search for sysmain. All right, and we'll go ahead and stop. Once you stop, go ahead and disable that. You can read, maintain, and improve system performance over time, um, but go ahead and disable that. You can always enable it if you think that it's not making any difference. The other one would be app readiness. As the description suggests, get apps ready for use for the first time your user signs in. So whenever you log into the computer, it will place all your apps on the RAM, and that will decrease the performance. So please go ahead and disable that. So that's the sixth step. The seventh step would be to change the power options from balance to high performance or ultimate performance. For now, you may just ignore ultimate performance because you have to enable it. It's not present on all the devices by default. In order to change the power options, go to power, all right, optimize. You have to select that option or go to system power and battery. So where it says power mode from balance, go ahead and select best performance. All right, that's the first step. So to enable ultimate performance, I won't go ahead and run that command because I've already enabled it. But what you have to do is open command prompt as administrator or PowerShell as administrator. Right click on the start menu, click on terminal admin, or it could be PowerShell administrator, and then copy the first command and paste it, hit enter. Once you hit enter, it will enable ultimate performance. So once the command is run, go to edit power options, click on advanced power settings, and then from balanced, go ahead and select ultimate performance. All right. If you don't want ultimate performance, you will have to run this command to delete that. All right. The eighth step would be to scan your computer with whatever software you're using. I'm using Windows Defender, sorry, Windows Security. I'll click on the first option. My personal suggestion is to go to scan option and run Windows Defender offline scan. Once you click on scan now, you'll have to restart the computer and it will initiate the offline scan. If none of the all this 8 step is working for you, then you may have to go ahead and probably upgrade your hard disk. If you're using a standard hard disk, go ahead and upgrade it to SSD, or if you're using 2 gigs or 4 gigs of RAM, try to upgrade it to 8 gigs or 6 gigs. That will help you tremendously, because it's not always about software. If your hardware is degraded, make sure you upgrade it. Right. So yeah, I think that's it for me. So guys, please do like my video. If you have any other suggestion or any feedbacks, do let me know down in the comment section, and I'll try my best to address them or create a video depending on the query. All right, so thanks guy, take care, bye bye.